Hi, everyone. Yesterday, February 26, 2026, Google just released their latest Nano Banana um, model, Nano Banana 2, and it's officially known as Gemini 3.1 Flash Image. So this video is going to be about Nano Banana 2 primarily. Since it's a new model, I wanted to look up the official prompt guide so that I could learn how to use it the most effective way and efficient way. There's so many models that come out, AI models in general, and they just keep coming out so fast. So I just go straight to the source, source company, whatever their official guide is for that model. That way I can just get started right sooner than later. I did ask Gemini to compare the models, Nano Banana versus Nano Banana Pro versus Nano Banana 2. So it gave me this nice little chart here. So Nano Banana was released just last year, August 2025. And then Nano Banana Pro came out just a few months later, November 2025. And now here we are still just a few months later, February 2026, with Nano Banana 2. You'll see Nano Banana 2 is Gemini 3.1 Flash. So Nano Banana, when it first came out, I don't think there was any other model out at the time like it. It like blew everyone away. Total game changer. Just like it, it was just like one of those like milestone, like major AI models. It was fantastic. And that's when I started using Nano Banana for my character creation as my image model of choice. So apparently it was really good at speed and exploration. Okay, so like fast generation. It was really good at just like portraying things. Like when I was using it for character creation, it was good at basically giving me the features that I wanted without the usual AI distortions or interpretations that I was used to with a lot of other models. But then Nano Banana Pro came out, and of course, it costs more for credits and money and everything, but it was definitely more precise. And the quality just seemed to be much better too. So I ended up switching over to Nano Banana Pro. Well, now Nano Banana 2 is out. And the cool thing about 2 that I'm learning is that Nano Banana 2 basically blends the Pro quality at the flash speed. So it's fast and precise. So I'm looking forward to looking into that for sure. Nano Banana says the max resolution was about 1K, so not that good at today's standards now. Nano Banana Pro says 4K native, and the same thing, Nano Banana 2 4K native. So automatically higher resolution quality. With Nano Banana, it often messed up with text. Still, again, doing generating text still was like really rough at the time. So, by the fact that it could do any kind of text was impressive. But then Nano Banana Pro, again, like major improvement, and yeah, it just automatically, it's just a natural thing. You just move on to Nano Banana Pro. Well, Nano Banana 2 looks like supposedly it's high precision on text accuracy. So I'll be exploring that. I usually just save text for like, I just generate images and then I put text on later. But I'll be looking into that because again, if it's supposed to be more efficient to do all in one, then if I can get everything I need all in one graphic at the same time, well then yeah, why not? Okay, and then the speed for Nano Banana was basically instant. Like, I don't remember ever taking like a super long time. And then Nano Banana Pro, moderate thinking time. For me, it's still not bad. And the speed of generating images with Nano Banana Pro. But I guess it took a little bit longer. I couldn't really tell myself. Now, Nano Banana 2 says it's lightning fast. So since I've been using Nano Banana Pro a lot recently, I will be able to better gauge whether it's actually faster on Nano Banana 2. So yeah, I'll look into that. So on Google DeepMind, I'm on their official, actual page. Again, I go straight to the source because I want whatever the company's official guides are, because they would know best how to use their product. So I'm actually going to immediately do an overview of Nano Banana and Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2. And then we'll head over to the prompt guide for Nano Banana 2. So starting with Nano Banana. Oh, so the nice thing about the website here, Google DeepMind, is they do have it very nicely laid out. You can see what the product is. It has a prompt guide button for it. And then the page, of course, gives an overview about the model. So with Nano Banana, it says, imagine almost anything, then create it. Generate detailed, playful, realistic, or whimsical images, or anything in between. So the Gemini image model, which all three of these are, uses deep language understanding to capture the nuance of your prompts, bridging the gap between what you say and what you envision. So being able to use natural speech instead of having to arrange your prompt in more of a technical, almost coding kind of way, you can just speak, just do this. So that made things a lot simpler, especially for someone new. So capabilities of Nano Banana, multimodal understanding, upload images and share text instructions with Gemini to create complex and detailed images, conversational inputs, use everyday language while creating images, and keep the conversation going to refine what the model generates. And then real-world knowledge, generate images that follow real-world logic, thanks to Gemini's advanced reasoning capabilities. And it's part of the model family, the Gemini image model family. And these image models, the Gemini image models, are natively multimodal and respond effectively and efficiently to even the most detailed prompts. So creating your prompts, so learn how to prompt. So this is probably a link to their prompt guide. Use detailed prompts to take more control over the images you generate. Think about what you want to see, the characters, the setting, and the overall feel. The more detail you add, the closer the image will be to what you've imagined. And that's an awesome thing. With using AI and then using such a high quality model like this to translate, what you're imagining, this invisible vision that you have, then having it actually generated. So see, learn how to prompt. Okay, so that takes me to, looks like, their prompt guide. Okay, so that's a link to their prompt guide. I'm not going to go through that here. I'm just doing quick overviews, but I will go through the prompt guide for Nano Banana 2. And then nice thing at the bottom of the page, it shows you where you can use it. So it shows it within basically the Google ecosystem. You can use Gemini, which is what I was just on here, just the Gemini website. Then you can also use it in Google AI Studio. Gemini APIs. That is, I will say, that's a little bit beyond my understanding right now. APIs, I've only touched on research on that, but if you know what that is, then there it is. And then there's this Vertex AI Studio. I've actually never heard of this before, so that's just my limited knowledge on that. But there it is. It's all here. So this is in the Google ecosystem. Now I've been using OpenArt, so I can access here. I have access to, of course, several models here because OpenArt. It keeps up with the latest models, and they have a lot of other models, older models too. And they, of course, recently added in Nano Banana 2 since it just came out. But other than the Google ecosystem, and then, of course, other platforms like OpenArt, and there's so many other ones, there's a lot of places where you can use the Nano Banana series of models. So then they came out with Nano Banana Pro, and that's the one I've been using a lot of in the past few months. So we're just going to go through their list here: capabilities, performance, safety, and then trying it out. So I found that Nano Banana Pro is way better at graphics. When I did my character reference sheet prompt, I first started it with Nano Banana, but it kept coming out a little bit different. I couldn't get the precision that I needed. Plus, I was getting more artifacts, just like distortions. So when I switched to Nano Banana Pro and I tried to do my character sheets, it turned out amazing. Like it was consistently really good. So I switched over to Nano Banana Pro, and then ever since then, I officially switched over to just only using Nano Banana Pro. So it says generate clear text. Sharp, legible text helps you create impactful posters, intricate diagrams, detailed product mockups. Describe what type of font you want. Ooh, see, I haven't really worked with text that much. Because again, I usually just add my own text outside of AI generating. Okay, but Nano Banana Pro could do actual text. I mean, actual sensible, legible text. See, or you could even simulate different types of handwriting. Okay. Yeah, so they show examples of what the model can do. Real-world knowledge. Use the Gemini model's real-world knowledge and deep reasoning capabilities to deliver precise, detailed, rich image results. Annotate pictures, present data as infographics, or turn handwritten notes into diagrams. Yeah, it just definitely improves productivity, efficiency. Okay, so this is an infographic example where they took this image and then had it generate this, basically this simulated illustrated information page about it. Okay, recipe instructions. Okay, translate and localize your ideas. Ah, yes. So generate localized text or translate text inside images, which is like, what? That's amazing. See what products might look like in different locales, ready for international markets, and create posters and infographics for use across the world. So this is an example of a drink that has English text on it, but then they have it translated into Korean. I don't know Korean, but the assumption would be that this is basically saying what it says on the can here, but in a different language. And the characters, again, I don't know Korean, so I don't know if these are actually accurately portrayed. I mean, written characters, because I'm used to seeing a lot of AI gibberish, where it will look similar to a certain like script text, but it's not. It's just gibberish. So Nano Banana Pro definitely improved in that area. Oh yeah, this is another example of saying taste the aura, and then showing it translated in different languages on the side here. And then design, style, standardize, turn scribbles into products, sketches into objects, ideas into 3D rendered buildings. Yeah, so could be like someone's handwritten sketch of like a logo idea, and then after plugging it in, then it becomes an actual like refined graphic, and then you can continue prompting to see it on different products and in different areas. Oh, that's funny. So again, someone's drawing of a concept and then using an image as a basically, I guess, not necessarily a style reference, or maybe it could be considered style reference, but using this, basically they want this in this kind of texture or material, and then it blends it together, and then there it is. Just, we can actually visualize it now. And okay, this is definitely a style reference thing. Basically taking this product, so it must be a chair, and then using this image as a style reference. So with this kind of patterning, coloration, and then that's what it would, I mean, that's an example of what it would look like in real life. Yeah, very cool. I mean, like really, like the imagination is the limit, and you can make pretty much anything. Okay, studio quality control. Exercise fine control over every aspect of your images for high fidelity results. Explore different angles and shot types, wide angle, panoramic, close-up. Choose an angle and a type of shot, or alter the depth of field to focus on different subjects in your image. So this is of particular interest to me because I am interested in the filmmaking cinematic realm. And so that's more of my attention as far as creating my characters and then putting them into scenes and then turning those scenes into video so that I can then, put them together into an actual coherent story. So you can see in this example, the focus is on this girl in front and the background is blurred. And then in this image, now the focus is on the people in the back and she's blurred. If you did this like a start frame, end frame type thing, you can do basically a rack focus where it focuses from her and then it transitions to focusing on the background while she blurs in the foreground. Yeah. And then let's do the next example. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. Oh, I just noticed this. Okay, sorry. They have their prompts for their examples right here on the bottom. It says prompt, focus on the faces of the crowd and make woman blurry. So this was the input image. And then this prompt is what made this image to focus on the faces in the crowd. So you see these faces are indistinct here. You don't really know what they look like, but AI was able to turn the focus to these people in the background. They gave them faces. And of course blurred her. Okay, and in this case, focus on the man's hand, or focus on man's hand, blur his face. Very simple prompt. This is the input, and then again, it focuses on the hand and blurs him. Okay, and this one's more, it's a different kind of example. A wide shot of a woman walking in the forest with sunbeams and volumetric lighting. 16:9 aspect ratio. Yes, and that's the nice thing about Nano Banana Pro. You can actually tell it what aspect ratio you want it to be, which is particularly important for platforms that don't allow you to choose. Like OpenArt allows me to choose an aspect ratio, so I don't have to tell it. But if I was using like Nano Banana Pro in Gemini itself, then yes, I need to tell it what specific aspect ratio I want. So it took this woman here in this forest, and so this is still her. You can basically tell it's at a distance. If you were to zoom in on this, you probably wouldn't be able to tell very well. I mean, detail-wise, it was her. But for the scene here, you can generally tell that it's her. So I had to generate the rest of her dress and her body. See, the butterfly or moth is gone, but that wasn't like specified in the prompt to keep it there. Plus, it's really tiny, so it'd probably be hard to see it anyway. But yeah, so it got the sunbeams on there, so it definitely focused on that. And then that volumetric lighting has that nice kind of like foggy kind of depth to it. And then 16:9 aspect ratio. Now, it looks like it already started with an 16:9. But so if this was like a 9:16 or something, it's something other than 16:9. Let's say it was just like a square here. You could still tell the prompt to do aspect ratio and it would expand it out to that. Okay, play with color and lighting. So adjust color grades and lighting directions, or even change a shot from day to night, among other dramatic alterations. So in this image, change to daytime. You see it's kind of silhouetted and kind of dark. And then now it's right there in the middle of the day. Everything's lit up. You see the shadow is being cast. This one turned this scene into nighttime. So again, this is a daytime shot and then it turns into night. So that would actually be moonlight in this case. This one replaced volumetric lighting with bokeh. So it takes that kind of like diffused sunbeam light, and then it's still kind of there a little bit, but adds like the little lens circles there. And then this one, ooh. Okay, so on this third example, generate an image with an intense chiaroscuro effect. The man should retain, ooh, okay, there's more. His original features and expression. That is definitely important to say. There's whatever you need to make sure you say, whatever you want to keep in the image that you're having edited. Introduce harsh directional light, appearing to come from above and slightly to the left, casting deep, defined shadows across the face. Only slivers of light illuminating his eyes and cheekbones. The rest of the face is in deep shadow. Okay. So yeah, took this original image, and then by using your prompt to maintain certain features, and then also directing on what you want to be done with the image, that's how they got this. So Nano Banana Pro was really good at creating these specific effects. Upscale with precision. Generate crisp visuals at 1K, 2K, or 4K resolution. Zoom in on this image, maintaining a 16:9 aspect ratio. So this is actually really cool for, I mean, like this format for comic books or graphic novels, where you have that overall scene, kind of like an establishing shot, and then you do that more of a wide shot, close-up shot. In this case, zoom in on this image, maintaining 16:9 aspect ratio. So it did the same thing, but this is more photorealistic. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. I see a lot of these in fall time. Anyway, zoom in on this image, maintaining a 16:9 aspect ratio. Okay, so all three of these are zoom in types. But yeah, got this orb weaver spider, which couldn't even, I mean, I don't know if this is AI generated or not, but you could just use a real photo of the spider, and then it zoomed in on it. So it just says zoom in on this image. I guess it decided to zoom in on the head area. But you can of course direct where to zoom it in. You can say like zoom in on the abdomen or thorax, or zoom in on the legs or something like that, or on the eyes. So you can be more specific for sure. But it's nice that the quality still manages to be pretty good. You can direct not only the aspect ratio, but also ask for certain resolutions. I just automatically put 4K in my prompts, but it ultimately depends on the platform that I'm using. And then also, like in the case of like Google, if I'm on a higher plan, higher paid plan, then I might be able to actually access the 4K. But I actually generally just use 2K. Okay, aspect ratios. Okay, so here we go on this. Adapt your visuals for any platform or use by switching the aspect ratio at will. So on this one, let's see, prompt 1 to 9. So they have 9 prompts here. So the first one is showing a 1:1 aspect ratio. And then got 4:3, 5:3. Okay, yeah, but they're showing different aspect ratios. So they're saying like in prompt 1, change aspect ratio to 1:1 by reducing background. The character remains exactly locked in its current position. So it's the same prompt, but they're just changing the aspect ratio within the prompt. Yeah, I've worked with that. I use specific aspect ratios depending on what kind of image I'm doing. Okay, subject consistency. Another one of my favorite aspects about Nano Banana Pro. Maintain the consistency and resemblance of up to 5 characters and the fidelity of up to 14 objects in a single workflow. I've never used that many all at once, but it's cool that it can do that. Place your cast in fresh scenes with new outfits or blend multiple reference images to build complex compositions that retain chosen details. So in this first example, they're showing, they have like 1, 2, 3, that's 12, 13, 14. Okay, so you're using 14 reference images. The prompt, a medium shot of the 14 fluffy characters sitting squeezed together side by side on a worn beige fabric sofa and on the floor. They're all facing forwards, watching a vintage wooden boxed television set placed on a low wooden table in front of the sofa. The room is dimly lit. With warm light from a window on the left, and the glow from the TV illuminating the creatures' faces and fluffy textures. The background is a cozy, slightly cluttered living room with a braided rug, a bookshelf with old books, and rustic kitchen elements in the background. The overall atmosphere is warm, cozy, and amused. Now, this is actually a really nicely written prompt. It gives all those specific details. And when you look at it, look at the each line and each detail, according to the picture, it looks like it did all of that. And it came out with a really nice picture. Now I'm going to see a match up to see if it did all the characters. So I see this one here. This one's on the couch. The yellow one's on the corner. There's the purple, wide, yeah, this one here. Okay, this little short beige one. Okay, the blue and beige. Got this skinny pink one, which is next to purple. Okay, this gray long one is sitting next to the blue and beige. Okay. The green. Okay, got this kind of like a dusty rose kind. Let's see. Oh, okay, maybe it's more purple. Okay, from my distance, it looks different. But okay, it's this one here. Okay, and then got this sheep with a hat. It's on the floor. Got this orange one, and then this one right here with the hat. So that looks like that accounts for all of the characters. They're all in the scene, and they look like each other. I mean, they look like the reference images. I was able to identify each of them. And they all, I mean, they're all in a similar kind of design style. So it's nice that they were able, I mean, that Nano Banana Pro was able to distinctly place them into the image. But you see the good reference images with the plain white background, the clear, even lighting. And then so you got a clear look at the characters. And in this case, it doesn't matter to have to see the side view or behind them because they're all facing forward anyway. So this is a really good example of using clean, good reference images and then with a really good descriptive prompt to then come out with an image like this. I would have added in my prompt too to say 16:9 aspect ratio. That way I would just get automatically that nice widescreen output image. And then they have some more examples here, basically combining different elements, and then they're all together in one image. Okay, one prompt, many possibilities. Create several images at once to help you explore and review creative options quickly and efficiently, or use this capability to help sketch out entire stories across a series of images. Ooh, yes. So their input image is this character. And then their prompt, create a storyboard of a children's book in the provided style and same color scheme. Ah, okay. 10 frames, 1 by 1, no text. That's important. If you don't want text in your image, make sure you tell it no text. Don't leave it up to chance. Just say no text. Okay, so each frame should be a landscape 16:9. Okay, so that's referring to the aspect ratio. Okay, so actually they're using this image as a style reference. So because we made this children's book, but it ends up, the main character is this little girl here. So you can tell that her whole style and look is based on the look of this character. And then the world is also based on that kind of style too. It has different frames because it's supposed to be creating the story of the storybook. Yeah, that's cute, but it's really easy. You take one image and you tell it to do a storyboard and how many panels you want and all that. And then boom, there it is. Okay, next level generation. Create realistic images of landscapes, plants, people, and animals with true to life details. So this is, again, definitely a step up. Nano Banana was already good and a lot better than a lot of image models at the time. But Nano Banana Pro I found was even more crisp, more precise. I tend not to use, I tend not to ask for actual real life things. I mean, anything that requires actual exact accuracy. Because when it comes to AI, it can make stuff up. It adds an extra leg or something's not quite right with the eyes or something. So I generally avoid that for anything that requires like exact accuracy. But if I just need a simulation of something where accuracy isn't 100% necessary, so like in my case, I have a lot of characters that I base off of animals. Well, I don't need them to look exactly like the animal, but having that general essence of the animal works out for me. But Nano Banana Pro did improve in actual accuracy. So I'm just going to kind of flip through these images here. Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely working the photorealism, making more sense. You see the staircase actually, it's kind of whimsical, but it looks like it could work. Ah, yes. Correct number of fingers, and they don't look distorted. Overall, yeah, her face looks good, the hair looks good. Nice lighting, she's in the environment. Okay, there's cool effects going on here. Ah, a frog. So yes, this is like an actual like a nature shot type of generation. And again, I personally avoid trying to generate stuff like this because especially if I don't know what the creature really looks like, because I want to make sure that real life is still real life. All right, so that was the page about Nano Banana Pro. That right now they do have their prompt guide here. You can try it. It will take you a link to Gemini to try it out. I'm on Google One 2 terabyte plan. They integrated some AI features into that plan. So I can actually, actually generate images, but I have to use thinking. Yeah, I have to use Gemini thinking in order to access Nano Banana Pro. So yeah, if I do create image, switch to that, and then I put in my prompt, my image prompt, and it will do Nano Banana Pro. Now, with Nano Banana 2 having come out now, I'm not sure. I think they might switch over to Nano Banana 2, but everything's really new right now, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so on here, they also show their benchmarks with Nano Banana Pro compared to other models. Limitations. They have a section here for limitations. So while Gemini can now create a wide range of images, we're still working on improving key capabilities. You should always carefully check images you create, including text and images, for accuracy. Yes, accuracy. For anything that requires accuracy, if you actually are doing like an official like infographic with information and explanations, images that are supposed to actually portray real life things, you should still definitely check, definitely compare to the real thing. So yeah, these are just things to watch out for. And then a section about safety. So, okay, so, and on the bottom, again, this shows where you can access Nano Banana Pro within the Google ecosystem. So far, Nano Banana Pro has definitely been a favorite image model of mine. Another feature about Nano Banana Pro, I mean, we kind of touched on it already, is I use it for edit prompting. So that's what I call it, where you can use, still the same prompting, but just say, change this. So we saw that with the examples where they change like the lighting in the image or something like that. So for me, I don't have to switch models when I use Nano Banana Pro. I just put in my prompt, and if I need to change the image, then I stay using Nano Banana Pro and just tell it, change her sweatshirt to a tank top, something like that. So now, here we are at Nano Banana 2. I'll need to know what the features are about this that makes it better than Nano Banana Pro. State-of-the-art pro-level image generation and editing, flash level speed. I think that's one of the major things about this. It's not just precise like Nano Banana Pro, but it's also faster at being precise. Yeah, powerful image generation, advanced intelligence, and enhanced creative precision with the speed you expect from Flash. So we'll look over the capabilities, showcase, performance, safety, and then trying it out. So apply real-world knowledge, pull from the Gemini model's real-world knowledge base, as well as real-time information and images from web search to generate more accurate renderings of specific subjects, create infographics, or turn notes into diagrams. So the prompt on this one, the layers of the earth. depicted as a clean, isometric cutaway illustration, showcased the distinct layers, crust, mantle, outer core, and inner core, with clear labels and texture variations. Include small icons on the crust representing mountains and oceans. The inner core should have a subtle, radiant glow. The style is modern, isometric infographic, characterized by clean lines, sharp angles, and a minimalist feel. A powerful color scheme of deep earth tones, fiery oranges, and molten yellows, contrasted with a cool blue for the surface. That is another really good descriptive prompt. In this prompt, they gave it already the terms that should be showing up on this infographic. So crust, mantle, outer core, inner core, and it's all, perfectly rendered. I don't see any issues with the text here. And it has it all pointing to the different sections. Yeah, very cool. And then, I think I like this one. I like the comic book kind of style of this. Cumulus, stratus, cirrus, so different cloud types. Okay, create an image of a museum, this museum. Color chalk, sketch, no text. Oh, this one's actually giving more instructions. Okay, your plan is to first search for visual references and generate after. Aspect ratio 16:9. Okay, that's different for me. So in this case, it's really tapping into the thinking part. Your plan is to search for visual references of this specific real-life museum and generate after. Oh, I see. So this is comparing Nano Banana. Oh, so in the prompt, it says to create an image of this real-life museum. But when doing it with Nano Banana, I guess it made it up. Like, this is not what the museum looks like. But then Nano Banana 2, which is what we're on now, so this is 2, not Pro. And apparently, I'm assuming that this museum actually looks like this, because it looked on the web to actually search for visual references of this specific museum, and then generate it, of course, in this requested style of the color chalk sketch. Nice. Okay. Same thing. Nano Banana's made it up. Nano Banana 2 actually found it, and it's actually consistent. You can see it's in a different style, but looking at this image, Nano Banana 2 versus this Nano Banana 2, it looks like the same exact structure, the same fencing and the yard, the trees. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's even more accurate. Oh, it is still, once again, the same museum. Still made it up on Nano Banana, but in Nano Banana 2, it looks like the actual building. Okay, so more infographics. Cool. So that's applying real-world knowledge. And I really like that. That makes me feel a lot better about using the AI image generator to actually portray real-life things, but based on the prompt that they showed here, which is why I'm here. I want to see the prompt guides saying your plan is to first search for visual references. That is a key phrase to use, or something similar to that, so that you can actually better ensure real-life accuracy. Okay, generate precise text. Render legible text directly into your images. Play with font styles and sizes to create greeting cards, marketing mockups, and posters with words. Ooh, waveform. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, still text generation. Everything looks pretty clear, clean. Congratulations. Impressive. Okay. Yeah, especially when there's a lot of text. Congratulations on your precious new arrival. May your hearts be filled with endless love and joy. So it's improved on text now. Localize your creations. Okay, this is translating text into different languages, or localize what's already inside your image. So you can even change the environment and context of a photo, like switching the Mumbai coast into Tokyo skyline. So this is taking this sign in English and then translating it to different languages. And it looks like the background changed a little bit too. Maybe they didn't ask for that? Prompt 1. An intimate, naturalistic, cinematic close-up reveals a small, intricately illustrated sign made of recycled material, showing drawings of local birds and flowers. Delicate script below reads. Okay, so this is where they're specifying what is going to be showing on the sign in text. Open quote. Native wildlife, please observe from a distance, period, end quote. Okay, it talks about the lighting, more details, the background. Okay, prompt 2, take this concept and localize it in an Indian setting, including translation of all the text to Hindi. Prompt 3, localize this image to a German environment, including translation of all the text to German. So this first image is the input image. And for the prompt, so the prompt to generate this input image is what prompt 1 is. And then, then they prompted again using still this image as an input. Now they're basically what I would call an edit prompt, where they're changing what's already in this image. So taking this concept and then changing it into this. And then the third one here, prompt 3, still using this original image as the base image, then doing an edit prompt on that to turn it into this version. Okay, upscale with precision. Upscale images into 2K and 4K in seconds to keep visuals sharp, vibrant, and production ready. Ooh, okay, I have a slider here. Of course, from here, initial image actually didn't look too bad. So it's really subtle. I can't really tell much of a difference on this one. Okay, I've got this flower. Yeah, it's actually really subtle. I would actually want to see something. Okay, look, okay, so on this one right here, this one is in the upscaled version. You see this really crisp and defined, but the original image had it blurry. There we go. You can see that. So what I'm wondering though is how did they get it upscaled? Because they don't have a prompt for it. I know you can edit. I mean, you can actually, when you do prompts in Nano Banana Pro and now Nano Banana 2, you can ask for upscaling to upscale to a resolution, so like 2K, 4K. Resize for any platform. Whether you need a vertical, social post, or widescreen backdrop, effortlessly switch aspect ratios from square to portrait to landscape. So this is a 16:9 image, and then apparently they changed it or asked for a 9:16. Ooh. 1:1, 4:3. This is a 2.76:1. Okay, keep subjects consistent. Carry the consistency and resemblance of up to 5 characters and the fidelity of up to 14 objects across a single workflow. Subjects stay recognizable from scene to scene to build narratives with better visual continuity. All these different farm animals and then some objects. So create an image of these 14 characters and items having fun at the farm. The overall atmosphere is fun, silly, and joyful. It is strictly important to keep identity consistent of all the 14 characters and items. So if we were to do a matchup of these, we should be able to find each one of these characters and be able to easily recognize that that's exactly the same character. And then another example, blending different styles together. Yeah. Ooh, that's a really good descriptive prompt there, telling it exactly what it wants to do with each of the images and how they interact with each other to get this image. One prompt, endless possibilities. Explore different creative avenues in seconds by generating multiple images with just one prompt. So it's the storyboarding idea again, or kind of like a comic book style thing. Okay, high speed, high quality. So this is a major distinct feature of Nano Banana 2 or Gemini 3.1 Flash. Get what you ask for, however you ask for it. Prompt your ideas to life with fast, accurate image generation, then fine-tune the details just the way you want them. So basically it's the same workflow as with Nano Banana Pro, but supposedly it goes faster. I'll be reporting on that once I finally actually try out Nano Banana 2. So let's just look over these. Cool. All right, so this will take you to their prompt guide. I mean, the link on the near the bottom of the page. They have a link, of course, at the top also. But there's still a few more things. Showcase. So these are, looks like reviews from these high-level business professionals. I guess they've already, used it and integrated it into their companies. Yeah. So it looks like it's been tested and trusted by these business professionals. Performance, again, we're seeing the comparisons to other models in different areas. Nano Banana 2 is state-of-the-art for image generation and editing. Okay, the limitations section. So while Gemini can now create a wide range of images, we're still working on improving key capabilities. So just saying, basically, check for accuracy still. Make sure you check these different categories, the visual and text fidelity, complex edits and image blending, data and factual accuracy, character features, translation and localization. So just because you can ask for it to translate, you should still check it. You don't want to come up with gibberish or say anything offensive like that. So, or even something that just doesn't make sense as far as being like native speak. Like they wouldn't actually say it like that. It's like, cause like word for word translations between languages, they usually don't word for word translate. They have different grammatical structures and get the nuances. So basically, when you generate things, it's just saying, still check your work. And then, of course, a little safety blurb here. We use extensive filtering and data labeling to minimize harmful content in data sets and reduce the likelihood of harmful outputs. We also conduct red teaming and evaluations on content safety, including child safety and representation. Images created with Nano Banana 2 have all our latest privacy and safety features. This includes Synth ID, our tool that embeds an invisible digital watermark directly into an image, allowing it to be identified as AI generated. So I'm going to take us back up to the top here, and then I'm going to click on the button View Prompt Guide. So how to create effective image prompts with Gemini Image. So we'll see prompt construction, editing with prompts, and then general prompting. What to think about while writing prompts. Use detailed prompts to take more control over the images you generate. Think about what you want to see, the characters, the setting, and the overall feel. The more detail you add, the closer the image will be to what you've imagined. So this has it broken down by style, subject, setting, action, and composition. So style, are you creating an illustration, a photograph, or a watercolor painting? Do you want realistic characters, a retro-futuristic aesthetic, or something totally abstract? So that's describing the look of the image. Subject, who or what is in your image? A human, an animal, something else entirely? What do they look like? What are they wearing? How are they posed? Setting, where does your scene take place? Is it a cafe on Mars, a cluttered alchemist's library, or a sun-drenched meadow at golden hour? And then action, what's happening? Is something falling, floating? Is someone making coffee, stroking a cat, or casting a magic spell? Okay, and then composition. How do you want to frame your shot? Portrait or landscape? Is it an extreme close-up, a wide shot, a low-angle shot? Explore what works best. So composition is basically how the image is framed. You can, of course, change the aspect ratio, but then within the shot, like where are the subjects positioned? What is the camera angle or view? And you do all these all in one prompt to create an image like this. Now, editing with prompts. After creating an image, you can keep editing it until you're happy. Tweak specific details, reframe the image, upscale the quality, or overhaul the entire aesthetic. It's up to you. So in this case, they took this image here with the snow leopard, and then looks like they replaced it with this black wolf. So change the character. Try swapping your subject for someone or something else. Or add extra characters, all while keeping the same style, setting, and composition. But here they just said change the snow leopard to a rare all-black Himalayan wolf and describe features about the wolf. So same image, but now the subject, this character, the animal, is different. Adjust the composition. So create new images from different angles using the same subject and setting, and generate new details that are only visible from the new perspective. So in this case, now it says, using that wolf image, shift the perspective to a drone shot looking directly down at the wolf from above. Its body should be curled on the rock, creating a circular shape against the moss and stone. We should see the intricate patterns of its tracks in the snow leading to the rock outcropping. Okay, that's actually a really good detail. Yeah, you can see the wolf tracks out here. And then alter the action. Okay, so based on that shot, that previous shot here, now it says change what your characters are doing to suit different situations. Do you want them to stand still, strike a fresh pose, or jump in the air? So show the wolf in the middle of a deep, resonant howl. Its head is tilted back towards the sky, and you can see the plume of its warm breath condensing and turning to mist in the cold mountain air. Its body should be tense with the effort of the howl. Swap the setting. Transform the environment as much or as little as you'd like. Change the entire backdrop or swap out specific features and textures to fine-tune your setting. So change the setting from a natural rock outcropping to have the wolf on the floor of a cavernous, abandoned factory. Shafts of light from shattered skylights pierce the dusty gloom and illuminate silent, colossal machinery in the background. The wolf has made its home in one desolate corner. It was the same wolf doing the howl, but now it's in a different environment. Rethink the style. Freely reimagine the style of your composition. The model can reinterpret scenes to switch between photographic style, illustrations, cartoons, and unique art styles. So transform the entire image into a painting in the style of French Impressionism. Render the scene with visible, choppy brushstrokes, focusing on the transient effects of sunlight and atmosphere rather than precise detail. Use a bright, vibrant color palette, placing complementary colors side by side to create a sense of shimmer and movement, and there's some more to this. But you can really go in depth into describing what you want and then how you want it to be done. General prompting. Even short prompts will generate high-quality images, but you can take better control of the output by adding details bit by bit. Keep playing, experimenting, and iterating until you get the image you want to use. But one question that I have right now is, I've done the edit prompting before, but the edited prompt ends up at a worse quality than the initial image that I was using, that I was editing from. So it gets more blurry, more indistinct. So I'm just curious, since I don't know what they did in the rest of this prompt, but since they actually kept reiterating off of previous versions, it looks like they're going on the same stream. Starting with this image, the first generated image, and then they did all these adjustments in sequence. So I'm just curious, did it maintain the same resolution? Like if it started off in 4K, does it still look like a nice, crisp, detailed 4K after all of these edits? So that's something I'll definitely be looking at, because usually in my edit prompts, I also add in a part at the end to upscale the image to have crisp detail, enhanced, and everything like that. Okay, so back to general prompting. Even short prompts will generate. Okay, so visualize real-world knowledge. Describe how you'd like the model to organize information by asking for a timeline or flowchart. Prompt using real-world concepts, locations, or historical eras to draw from the model's deep knowledge base. Yes, deep knowledge base. Mention the visual theme you'd like the design to follow. Render precise text. Enclose your desired words in quotes, and then describe the typography style. Okay, yeah, like bold sans serif font, neon cursive signage. Translate and localize ideas. Write in one language, then specify the target language and regional cultural cues in your prompt. If you need specific foreign phrasing, provide the exact translated text in quote marks to guide the rendering. So prompt for production-ready specs. So okay, prompt for your desired aspect ratio and describe the image format you need. Okay, so for example, a widescreen backdrop or vertical social post. Look for the in-product resolution dropdowns to upscale to 2K or 4K. Ask for multiple images at once. So ask for 3 distinct variations of your product mockup or 4 different color palettes to quickly compare ideas side by side, or upload a single reference image and ask the model to generate a multi-image story based on it. This, again, is that multi-panel, like storyboard panel, or like a comic book. Okay, maintain subject consistency. So upload clear reference images and assign a distinct name to each character or object in your prompt. That way the model can follow along and maintain their look as you build out your scenes. Interesting. I would like to see like an example prompt of that, because it says to upload the reference images, but also assign a distinct name to each character or object in your prompt. Yeah, I wonder what that would actually look like. Okay, Nano Banana. Okay, cool. So this is the prompt guide for Nano Banana 2. So I'm seeing it's actually very similar to Nano Banana Pro. It just looks like it's more accurate. Supposedly it's really fast. I feel very well informed now though. Since I don't personally do much text right now, I'm still creating, well, still more in a filmmaking kind of mindset. So I'm creating characters and then scenes and videos. But yeah, there we go. That's Nano Banana 2, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. Okay, well, thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I will be, of course, back with more walkthroughs, tutorials, and just project videos. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.